And welcome back, everybody. Today we're gonna look at Admiral Thrawn, or Grand Admiral Thrawn, the Black Series figure in his package. It looks really cool. It's not the Admiral Thrawn that we know from the Star Wars Rebel series. It's more from a more accurized Thrawn from the novelization of a novel, Thrawn, I should say, Thrawn novel. So that's cool. It's okay. It will still fit in with the Star Wars Rebels Black Series figures because they all have that more accurized face, etc. Let's start by taking a close up on the box. You have nice box art of him, Admiral Thrawn, and then he's number 47 in the Black Series line. We got his bio if you want to read it. We need to just zoom in, and you can pause the video and go through it. And then we have another side, top, whatever. So what we're now going to do is take the figure out of the box, and then we're going to look at the figure itself and his blaster. Now, while I'm doing that, while I'm cutting open the pieces of stuff that we need to take off, how you call this again? You call this tape. Of course, you call this tape. I have to say this figure is not free of paint application smudges on the uniform. These kind of figures are hard to get without any form of smudges or paint that has been accidentally wiped onto the figure. I also noticed some of my Black Series boxes as of late come with some sort of debris and stuff in there. You see that black stuff there? I don't know what it is, but I've seen it more often that the Black Series figures come with some sort of crappy stuff in there. I don't know exactly how they come, but it's there. So we start with this blaster. Really cool, nice design. It has like a transparent or a cutout here on the barrel assembly. That's really cool. Pretty dope pistol. Actually quite nice, gun gray metal, so that's quite nice to have that. Slightly warped pistol, but yeah, that's unfortunately the case with most of these Black Series stuff. And then we go to the master himself. Can we get him out? Yes. Okay. And so we got him out of the cage. So his face is pretty dope. He has a little bit of a little slight droopy eye in my case. His one of his eye, this eye is looking yeah, not in the same direction as his other eye. For me, yeah, it is what it is. As I said, these figures do have some blemishes. Like here, there's a small black smudge on his head. Hardly noticeable, but I'm a little bit of a purist, so I see that, and you guys probably know as well, and it's kind of annoying. So his head is on the ball joint. He can turn all the way around, and he can move. Oh, not so far actually. This is it. A little bit movement up and down, quite limited actually. I think it's of the head sculpt. And then we have his uniform. Now here, as you can see, there's already one black smudge on his white uniform, especially because his uniform is all white like a stormtrooper. You want to make sure you got a figure that is having the least or no smudges at all. Some ugly paint smudges there, but he has nice cool golden spaldrons on his shoulders, insignia on his chest, data USB sticks or whatever they are called on his chest as well, on the side. A nice deep cutout for his ball joints in his shoulders and his back, and then the rest of his tunic. Utility belt with a big buckle, and he has a pistol holster. Then we have his pants, long boots. So I'm going to take a closer look on him. So let's take a closer look on him. So let's take a closer look on him. Now his arm can rotate all the way around on his armpit area. Then he has an elbow swivel and motion here, so you can turn it all the way around. His hands, can rotate, a little bit stiff, also move up and down. Waist, no, nearly non-existing waist swivel. It feels like it's stuck. It moves a little bit, but I'm afraid I will break it. Under his tunic you have his pants. Nothing too fancy there. The holster limits his feet. Let me reposition. The holster area limits his feet going up and down, so this is as far as I can go with this feet. With this feet I can go higher. It has a knee articulation. The knee itself doesn't move in this case. Let me just see, is this moving? No, the knees don't really move. And then his boots, there's no swivel in the legs or lower legs. There's supposedly, yeah, there's swivel on the upper legs, so we have that rotation. And then his feet can go up and down, but not really left and right. And I just noticed on camera this is green and this is black, and now it's really noticeable because now I cannot unsee it anymore when I look at the figure straight ahead. But I don't know if that's supposed to be like two colors, but there's a shade of dark green and black for his boots, like he's wearing puttees. I don't know, weird. Now the figure itself can also have his pistol in his holster, just like this, and it fits really nice and snug in there. I don't know why Black Series put all the holsters on this side. I feel like they do that for all their figures. Is there a reason for that? I don't know, I just noticed that. Yeah, with the pistol in his hand, he looks pretty badass. I'm really happy with this figure. It will fit nicely into my Black Series Rebels collection. And let's go to the verdict. Okay guys, I hope you liked the little review there. I really like this Thrawn figure. It's a really cool figure. I was very tempted to pick up this bad guy at a con we had recently in Hong Kong, with an anime con where they had the Comic Con, the SDCC exclusive Thrawn in that big box with all the extra trinkets and things. And I was really tempted to get it, but I thought I don't want to spend $80 US for that figure, because I knew it will come out retail for less than $20, and I wasn't really like, I don't really care about the big box because I'm not a really mint on box collector, and the extra small parts were cool, but it's not really worth another $60 to me. It was my personal opinion, of course. So I picked him up. I'm really happy with it. It will looks amazing with my Star Wars Rebels Black Series collection. It's just a must-have figure for anybody that likes the canon and non-canon, because we don't get too much non-canon figures that made canon again, or whatever, how you want to call it. Either way, this figure is really cool. Thrawn is just an amazing character, highly intelligent, fantastic background stories, fantastic novels to read. Yeah, this is definitely a more literate character, where you have a whole slur of individual background story, but it's not like he's in snippets. He is in Star Wars Rebels for quite an important role, but Thrawn is mostly and the best known for the novelization. So read the books and you get so much in-depth information about Thrawn, and I like that because there's not many characters in the Star Wars universe that were built up from that kind of background, very in-depth, very intrigued, where you really have to use your fantasy to read that book, the books, and you get into that character. And that's why I like the band you get with Thrawn so much than compared on some of the individual movie characters or cartoon characters, because once you go start reading the books, you will really build up a relationship. So I had the same with Harry Potter. I read the books first and I really build up that relationship with Harry Potter. When I saw the movie, that character became so much closer to me than just watching the movies. So I really highly recommend you pick up the books of Thrawn and start reading them, because they're really fantastic. It's a really cool figure. I don't mind they use the more realistic face instead of the Star Wars Rebels series, because in Star Wars Rebels his head is slightly characterized, cartoonized than this figure. So I do like him a lot. He looks a little bit like a Dracula face to me, like Count Dracula. I don't know, he is like a scary face to me. Yeah, he's definitely scary. And because his the way how he's sculpted, etc., is not a movie sculpt, so it's much more forgiving to look at the sculpts. Like, the details are fantastic. I think these ones are the better figures from the Black Series line, because you don't have the offset of comparing it to an actual person, let's say Mark Hamill, Adam Driver and whatnot, or Daisy Ridley. No, you know the faces. We as humans can really read the difference in faces, and when you see the sculpt of the figure, then you think you were so disappointed because you don't see the key points of that actual face of that actual person. With these kind of cartoon figures and faces, it doesn't really matter, because they already don't have much of the intricate features that our eyes can detect. So these figures are much better in terms of being received by us and think, wow, this looks amazing, so close, so real. That's why I love the realization of cartoon figures and novelization figures. So really happy with this figure. Hope you liked the review. If you did, make sure to check out the toy reviews that we have every Wednesday, and we have live gameplay every Monday, 10 a.m. EDT, local time, New York. So check that out. Join it, leave comments in the chat, and we will do a live interaction. You can join the gameplay, whatever you want. It's really cool. Every Monday, and then every Saturday we have custom lightsaber review. So that's something you might also want to check out. Hope you liked the video, and as always, stay scummy. Please subscribe for more weekly videos, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, sponsor the channel at our Patreon page. Stay scummy!